Good morning. I'd like to thank each of you for taking time to join us today. I am Director Reeves, the Associate Vice President of Marketing, Communications, and Special Events for Stillman College. Our purpose today is one that allows us to start another chapter in Stillman's history and rich traditions. It is one that gives us confirmation of a vibrant academic environment that produces the best and brightest students with dedicated leaders. Our order for today will begin with remarks from Mrs. Gloria Denard, a member of the Stillman Board of Trustees, followed by Dr. Evelyn Jenkins-Gunn, also a member of the Stillman Board of Trustees, who will introduce the sixth president of the college, and I will return with closing remarks. Also at this time, I must note that unfortunately, due to a prior engagement, our platform guests will not be available today for additional comments, interviews, or questions. However, we will make provisions as early as next week for one-on-one interviews. So I encourage you to contact our communications office early next week for the appropriate scheduling. At this time, Trustee Denard.
Good morning. Good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I am Gloria Denard, as been told, member of the Board of Trustees, a proud alumna of Stillman College, and an avid advocate for Stillman College. How wonderful it is to see so many of you here today on this historic occasion for the announcement of Stillman's sixth president. It is my honor this morning to welcome you to this press conference. Stillman College, founded in 1876, is an institution built on pride, tradition, and excellence. Excellence in leadership, excellence in scholarship, excellence in service. It is an institution whose main focus is on a student-centered education, which provides students with enriched and varied experiences that will prepare them to change the world for the better. All you have to do is look around and you can see many of these world changes right here with us this morning. Today, in this historic moment, Stillman trustees, alumni, students, faculty, staff, and the community join together in unity to welcome the sixth president in Stillman's 138-year history, and has taken on the reins of leadership of our beloved institution. Today, we all join together in a show of support for Stillman's continued excellence. Let us bask in this moment, for Stillman's past is glorious. Stillman's future is bright. Let our loyalty to Stillman take it to even greater heights. With God before us, providing wisdom from above, let us ever be victorious for this college we all love. Thank you for coming, and God bless you.
I'm Evelyn Jenkins-Gunn, Chair, Presidential Search Committee for Stillman College. Michael Eric Dyson says, I believe that our best selves are nurtured in an environment of expectation. Love, after all, has to do with acceptable requirements and reasonable demands, and that's what we're doing today. I would like to thank all of you for coming and introduce you to, and that I'm pleased to introduce you to such a distinguished educator as Peter Millet for assuming the presidency of Stillman on July 1st, 2014. We will hold a number of events where you will officially meet Dr. Millet and officially welcome him to his new position here in Tuscaloosa. We will continue to celebrate the 134 years of excellence that Stillman has made in the Black Belt area of Alabama, the state of Alabama, the nation at large through its numerous contributions of outstanding alumni. We celebrate the excellence and the other contributions of 5 previous leaders of Stillman College. We are enormously grateful grateful to all who participated in the search process. I see the Secretary of the Committee, Ms. Melissa Davis, who is also here today, and we'd like to thank her. We thank all of you who have led the institution during the previous 9 to 10 months. We are at work on planning the transition team, a representative group who will help to ensure a continual warm welcome and the smooth launch of Dr. Millet as leader and president. Standing behind me are several other of our board of trustees. It's Mr. Spencer Birchfield, Judge Elijah Clark, and of course, Mr. Donard and myself. We're all here today. Now I'd like for you to meet Dr. Peter Millet. But before that, I would like for his wife to come forward, please. Ms. Marcia Millet. We're just delighted, and thank you so much for sharing your with us. Dr. Peter Millet earned his BA degree from Oakland University. He holds a master's and PhD in clinical psychology from Ohio State University. He completed a clinical psychology residency at the Medical College of Georgia. He also interned at Meharry College in Nashville, Tennessee. He's had extensive leadership training from Harvard and the American Association of State Colleges and the Council of Independent Colleges. Dr. Millet will continue to lead us as we celebrate the 50th and the 51st anniversary of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. As we welcome Dr. Peter Millet to Stillman College, we know that he also believes that our best selves are nurtured in an environment of expectation. Love, after all, has to do with acceptable requirements and reasonable expectations. Dr. Peter Millet.
Sixth president of the outstanding, dynamic, historic, world-changing Stillman College. The presidency at Stillman is not a position to be entered into lightly because it carries with it a number of responsibilities. And it is for this reason that I only accepted the offer of the presidency after much prayer, meditation, and consultation. But I must say, it is great to be a Tiger. All right. Before I make just a few comments this morning, let me take just a moment to recognize a few people who may be in the room today. To recognize the danger that is inherent in this process. I'm not going to name individuals because inevitably I would leave off someone whom I meant to mention. But having said that, let me start by thanking the Board of Trustees for the trust and confidence they have displayed by offering this position to me. Also, I would like to thank the business, educational, political, and religious communities gathered in this room for their support. I must thank the hard-working and dedicated Stillman faculty, staff, students, and alumni for supporting me during my time as interim president. And I must also recognize my church family at St. Paul United Methodist Church for their prayers. I would be remiss if I did not recognize my wife, Dr. Marcia Millet, daughter Mackenzie for their love and support. Finally, however, I must give honor to God who's the head of my life, and without whose guidance I would not be standing in front of you right now. My journey at Stillman started in 2012 when I came on board as the provost and vice president for academic Academic Affairs. Since September of 2013, I've served as the interim president. During that time, I came to really know and love the institution. I've learned of its legacy and tradition and its promising future. So building upon its storied history, talented faculty, and history of academic excellence, I can say unequivocally the institution is poised to move from excellence to eminence. Let me take just a moment to talk about some of the wonderful things that are currently going on at Stillman, and just briefly about my perception of its vision for the future. Now, as you know, Stillman is a liberal arts institution. It's a Presbyterian-related institution. It's a historically black college, and it's committed to academic excellence and providing high-quality opportunities for students with disparate populations of disparate levels of academic preparation. So consistent with this, and this is just a couple things that are going on right now. This summer we have accelerated our Accelerated Scholars Summer Bridge program. This program is going to help talented students, many of whom are first-generation college students, make the transition from high school to college. Recently, in February, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Alabama Community College System, which basically says that any student who is a graduate of an Alabama community college will automatically, upon completing the paperwork, can be admitted to Stillman. And this is because we understand and we recognize the high quality of graduates of the Alabama Community College System. Stillman is highly supportive of our country's military. For this reason, we have recently completed the documentation to be a yellow ribbon school. Now, the way the yellow ribbon program works is that eligible veterans who meet certain criteria will have their tuition and fees paid by the Department of Veterans Affairs. And the college is going to waive any fees and tuition above and beyond that paid by the Department of Veterans Affairs, because we just want to honor and support our veterans. One of the things that that must be at the forefront of our mind in all of the decisions that we make is that students matter most. We can get tied up in this project, that project, but at the end of the day, when difficult decisions need to be made, when we need to determine which is the best path, we need to ask ourselves, what is going to be best for our students? That is going to be the critical factor. So everything that we do is going to keep students at the forefront. During troubling times, we must keep students first. When difficult decisions need to be made, we need to keep students first. And we must act in ways that will maximally benefit students and the college. With that in mind, and in terms of setting a course for the college, I must state publicly that I very much believe in shared governance, and I'm committed to finding the most effective ways to include the thoughts and ideas of faculty, staff, students, alumni, and the community in decisions that are made that are going to impact the direction of the college. Stillman should not be seen as an institution in the community. Rather, we should be seen as an extension of the community. So we really want to open up the campus to the community. I hope that community groups will consider hosting events, holding meetings on the Stillman campus. I invite families and prospective students to tour the beautiful campus, talk with our faculty, staff, students. When plans are made that affect Tuscaloosa, we want to be at the table to lend our voice and to lend our support. So having said all of that, the plans for Stillman's future are bright. In terms of academics, there are plans for graduate programs, increased international engagement, professional development activities for teachers, summer institutes. Our goals for the college include maintaining an atmosphere that is not just student-centered, but also staff and faculty friendly. We want to create an environment that is exciting, that is vibrant, but also someplace that people are excited to come to, where people are excited, where it's a family atmosphere, and we keep students in the front, but we That is the Stillman way. Our goals for the college include increased community engagement, greater involvement with K-12 school system in Tuscaloosa City and Tuscaloosa County, increased collaboration with Shelton State, University of Alabama, and other institutes of higher learning, sports programs, non-degree courses for members of the community, greater involvement with the mayor's office, the Chamber of Commerce, other areas of local government, as well as an increased presence at state and national levels. The arts are very important in Tuscaloosa, as is the religious community. And so involvement in these two areas is going to be critical as we work to provide students with a well-rounded college experience and have students who are substantive, both in content and character. Having said all of this, I do realize that we cannot be all things to all people, so all the plans to which I just referred will be implemented in a manner that is consistent with our strategic plan. Finally, I have very high expectations that Stillman will play an even greater role in service to our community. This fall, we'll be holding a service day during which Stillman will be out in the community in force. We'll be cleaning fields, painting walls, spending time with the old and the young, and truly giving back. We believe that to whom much is given, much is required. Students at Stillman receive an outstanding academic education. However, we have not adequately done our job if we do not inculcate within them the desire to serve. One of our trustees, who will be the next chair of the Board of Trustees, Dennis Driver, has a coin on which he has engraved a quote from Cicero, which governs his life. Non nobis solum nati sunus, which translates as, we are not born for ourselves alone. This captures the Stillman spirit quite eloquently. Look for Stillman to be actively engaged throughout Tuscaloosa and the state of Alabama as we challenge the minds to think, the spirit to feel, and the body to act. Thank you very much for your support.
Dr. Millet, thank you for your commitment and dedication, and look forward to working with you and your administration. Our fall semester will begin with the first day of classes on August 14th, and this time has been designated as Welcome Home Week on campus. The Office of Student Affairs and the Office of Communications are working on activities that will bring the administration to the forefront of the first week of school. Dr. Millet doesn't know this just yet, but he and his leadership team will be out on campus helping students move into the residence halls, assisting with on-site registration, and in the dining hall having lunch. We're going to designate a day as lunch with the president. So we just have a lot of activities coming up in August that we are really looking forward to. So we look forward to seeing everyone this fall. And also Dr. Millet will deliver his State of the College address, and once we have that date, we will notify everyone accordingly. But before we close, I need to take a few moments to acknowledge those who have been instrumental in getting us to this day. First, the Stillman College leadership team, Mr. Anthony Holloman, our Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Mr. Samamande, our Vice President of Fiscal Affairs, Dr. Sharon Whitaker Davis, Vice President of Student Affairs, Mr. Paul Bryant, our Athletics Director, Dr. Linda Bradford, our Dean of Professional Education and Assistant Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Mary Jane Krotzer, Dean of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Charlotte Carter, our Vice President of Enrollment Management and Retention, Dr. Eddie B. Thomas, Vice President of External Affairs, and Dr. Cassandra Blackburn Richardson, Special Assistant to the President. Also joining us today are members of our City Council that I'd also like to acknowledge. We have Councilman Burrell Odom, Councilman Eddie Pugh, Councilwoman Cynthia Allman, Councilman Harrison Taylor, who's also our council president. We thank you for taking time and joining us today. Also with us is our current National Alumni Association president, Ms. Jean Wilson-Sykes. Again, thank you everyone for joining us today, and we look forward to working with Dr. Millet and his leadership team as Stillman continues to move forward. Enjoy the rest of your day.